Go back to July this year when video emerged of Pulemabe at a function, singing, social function, nothing wrong with that. He was singing along to that song, Adiwele, Kutheni besidelela kangaka. And it caused a bit of a stir and speculation, Adiwele faction, etc., etc. You remember, it was the build-up to the Gauteng provincial conference when that started happening. Well, no more speculation now. Pulemabe, firmly, planting his flag in favor of the ANC presidential candidate, Zweli Mkhize, basically saying that he's going to be voting for him. Both of them, with Mzandile Masina, saying that there needs to be change in the ANC. They are coming out to bat for the change side of things in as far as ANC electoral politics is concerned. Let's make sense of it all, JJ. The optics also very important. Yeah. Pulemabe has a function to carry out, despite the fact that the NEC in which he served as spokesperson has been dissolved, doesn't exist, but he must carry out his duties until the next NEC is elected and they have their own spokesperson. They have a room just to my right, directly to my right, set up for official conference media briefings that he facilitates. But this one, it happened just directly behind you, in the area just in front of Hall 9, directly behind you there. That told you this is not official conference communication. This is Pulemabe Mzwandile Masina coming together. The battle lines are clearly drawn now. The slates are starting to take shape.
Absolutely. But it also shows the chaos in the camp, because people are already voting. I want to believe that at least a quarter of delegates by now have voted, right? So what is interesting is whether Pulemabe believes that the delegates are following the press conference that he just held, or maybe it supplements maybe the WhatsApp messages that are going around. My
suspicion is that it probably supplements. It's meant to supplement. I don't know. This is me speculating, not from a position of knowledge.
But also that he wants, whatever the outcome, he wants to have been seen to have put his colors to the mast, because he has not said up to now that he's voting for Zweli Mkhize. He's been talking with as official DOM and what have you. Remember, he's a media spokesperson, and so it means that he could commandeer the media anytime. They didn't know why he called them there.
Yes.
Right? And they came in droves to listen to him, but suddenly he's talking to them as a candidate, not as official spokesperson. So, in a sense, he took advantage of his role as spokesperson to let that propel him into, because other candidates are not calling press conferences and saying, vote for this, I'm voting for whoever. They get, they get what we give them. If a faction wants to put that point across, he won't call a press conference for them, but he called a press conference from Mzwandile Masina, literally, for him to announce that he's supporting him. So it's a little bit, I suppose it's do or die now. So anybody will use any influence they have to try and sway the delegates here. But as you are saying, the slates are shaping up, but it's also a little bit too late in the day. It shows that disarray in both slates in terms of what they are trying to do.
So, I mean, as we talk about the slates shaping up, it's almost settling now, despite, all the horse trading, a phrase that we've used quite a lot. It seems to me now that the message going out to the various delegates who are supporting this side of politics in the ANC is that for President Zweli Mkhize, Deputy President, it seems from what Pulemabe is saying, Paul Mashatile. Let's talk about Paul Mashatile.
He seems to be on both sides. He seems to be playing for both sides.
Well, he seemed to be until the CR22 side went to bed last night and woke up this morning and thought, actually, let's put a bit more gas on the pedal that says Oscar Mabuyane.
But look, I mean, at the end of the day, the build-up has been that Paul Mashatile has been sort of a flavor of everyone around in terms of where deputy is concerned. Because also, people are also thinking, right, Thulas, about should CR make it? Right? He may spend the entire 2 years remaining in court and in inquiries and what, and he has already said he's fed up, he may go, and that's how Paul can ascend. Right? I've not had anybody speculate, happily that Oscar Mabuyane should ascend. I have not heard that, it's an interesting, construct that he's willing to leave his premiership to go to national and be deputy. For what? To stand to be president? I've not imagined enough Oscar Mabuyane being president. He's got a messed up Eastern Cape. He's not done anything fantastic there to be elevated. But as you know, in these things, it has got nothing to do with performance. It's got nothing to do with how you'll deliver to the people, right? So that's why I think that Paul may just make it, even those who publicly may say Mabuyane. But a lot of people have now started to picture Paul as an actual successor to Ramaphosa, and not anybody else who's been in the deputy president. Others also, those who are very enthusiastic about Roland Lamola, you have not heard them, at least even any pundit who are out there speculating about what's going to happen, seeing Lamola as the president. Whoever you put as deputy president, you must be willing that something happens to the president.
One breath away from
the
presidency.
Absolutely. And in this case, both Zweli Mkhize and Cyril Ramaphosa are unlikely to finish their terms. They may not like to hear that message. Yeah. But with what's hanging over their heads, the other side who loses are not going to let them rest. Yeah. So it may not be too far a bridge to think that the deputy may just be the president before we know it. Lastly,
JJ, before we go back to studio and pick up with Sally, one of the other things I'm picking up, at least from what Pule Mabe has been saying, is that there's appetite to resuscitate the debate around radical economic transformation as a policy of the ANC. Because in as much as RET has become the tag for a faction in the ANC, there's no running away from the fact that RET policies are policies of the ANC that they adopted themselves, wide awake, voluntarily, no one coercing them in 2017. He speaks to a desire, and I'm not being naive to believe that it's all about the policies, but the policies are a proxy of these battles that are happening. You heard there that he says we need to realign. The change needs to come. We need to get back on track in terms of dealing with, for instance, he cited the issue of climate change and the just transition.
Yeah, they're going to reverse that. Yeah. No, this let's be clear. If Zweli Mkhize makes it, it's the RET reincarnate. Right. In other words, the likes of Ace Mahashule, Secretary General, who's on the margins of the conference and speaking on the margins, not able to come here or whatever, not even accredited and so, right? They would feel vindicated if Zweli wins. In fact, you won't be surprised if that NEC, led by Zweli and Pules of this world, if they make it, would immediately cancel Ace Mahashule's suspension. Because why would they keep Ace suspended while Mkhize is getting away with murder? Right. So don't be fooled about it. If Zweli's slate wins, we are back to RET full force, and you will see with the decisions that are going to be made, even starting at this conference, about what needs to be prioritized going forward.
Yeah, because immediately, I mean, even right now, the commissions are taking place. So once the leadership issue is settled, you've got a sense of which way the wind is blowing, and you can only imagine then the policies
will follow
that will then come in the declaration.
They'll feel emboldened. You see, they'll feel emboldened that now we're in charge. We're going to reaffirm the 54th resolutions. The Reserve Banks, the State Bank, all those things that have been declared by Ramaphosa as unrealistic and unimplementable.
I need to take a break, but I then need to ask you before I go to the break, because we are on this point and I can't drop it. What does that do for consistency in as far as policy in government is concerned?
Let's just forget. You remember the whole issue about policy uncertainty?
No, wait, JJ.
We're back there.
No, JJ, wait. I'm asking you this with the acceptance that a change of direction is not necessarily a bad thing. Governments change direction all the time, but I'm saying in terms of, we started in beginning of 2018 talking about radical economic transformation. We are going to expropriate land without compensation, in the words of Cyril Ramaphosa, whether they like it or not. State Bank, Post Bank, etc., etc. And then we veered off slightly, and sort of that fell into the back burner, and suddenly it's back.
Policy uncertainty has always been the thing that spooks investors. You'll see with the rand after Zweli, I don't even have to be in economics to tell you it's going to plunge, right? There's an idea that change is good, right? But in this case, the change we are being asked to accept is a change into chaos, right? Essentially, these people want to be in power so that they avoid prison. It's as simple as that. I know it's oversimplification, but that's really what it is. You think that the state capture was bad, let those RAT people actually take over, right? They will hollow out everything in their wake, because the reorganizing of SARS, of NPA and so on, means jail for some of them who are already charged. So unfortunately, we're going to enter a period of chaos, and we must be ready, to tackle that kind of situation. It's not going to be business as usual should these people take over.
All right, JJ, let's leave it there for now. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's watch and see. But certainly lots of movement, Sally, in as far as alignment is concerned of the politics, the various slates aligning themselves, people taking strategic decisions from time to time to withdraw, to give advantage to the position that they support in ANC politics.